Hi, I'm Dr. Donna. Thanks for joining me today. Today I've been thinking about it, and I think about those times when, and I know you've been there too, where you have thought about something or wanted something, needed something, and at least you felt like you did, and you just kept saying, how long, God? How long do I keep praying this prayer? Why is it not happening now? I don't understand it. Well, God's got a plan and a purpose in that. And I can think of one right off the top of my head. If everything I asked for I received immediately, would I really appreciate it or just come to expect it? Sometimes that's the problem we have with our children these days. Because we meet the needs so quickly, they don't learn how to wait. And when God answers us, it's usually in 3 ways. Yes, you can. No, I prefer you don't. Or wait. And I've learned that sometimes the best things worth waiting for are awesome. And so I want to share with you today out of Luke 11, 1 through 10. Once when Jesus had been out praying, one of his disciples came to him as he finished and said, "Lord, teach us a prayer to recite just as John taught one of his disciples." And this is the prayer he taught them. "Father, may your name be honored for its holiness. Send your kingdom soon. Give us our food day by day and forgive our sins, for we have forgiven those who sinned against us, and don't allow us to be tempted." Jesus knew what he was praying about. Let me continue. Then, teaching them more about prayer, he used this illustration. Suppose you went to a friend's house at midnight, wanting to borrow 3 loaves of bread. You would shout up to him, "A friend of mine has just arrived for a visit, and I've nothing to give him to eat." He would call down from his bedroom, "Please don't ask me to get up. The door is locked for the night, and we are all in bed. I just can't help you this time." Verse 8, "But I'll tell you this, though he won't do it as a friend, if you keep knocking long enough, he will get up and give you everything you want, just because of your persistence." There's the key word right there, your persistence. And so it is with prayer. Keep on asking, and you will keep on getting. Keep on looking, and you will keep on finding. Knock, and the door will be opened. Everyone who asks receives. All who seek find. And the door is opened by everyone who knocks. Persistence. We're a society that wants things immediately, right now. I just realized that I have a need and I want it answered right now. But the answer that God says is wait. I have to have the persistence. That just means the ability to stand longevity. To wait until it's the proper time. As God says, a time like this. And that this day might be a week later, it might be a month later, it might be a year or more later. And we walk around sometimes with a lowly demeanor because we're like children sometimes. Face it, I know I've been there. I want to cross my arms and say, "God, I want it like right now. Why do I have to wait? Aren't I your child?" Oh, man, we'll push every button to get what we want. But God says, wait. Because waiting builds patience, and patience builds character. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who learns how to sit patiently? Or do you want every answer right at that moment? When we have to wait, sometimes we look deeper into things because we have the time to do so. Sometimes we have an opportunity to build more finances that we'll need to get to that place of whatever that thing is that we want. Seeking His will, though, for it. That's sometimes the part that I know I have had trouble in the past with. Asking Him, is this what you want for me? And if I feel like it is the way that He would have me to go because I've studied the Word or asked or seeked and knocked and He answered, but I also have to be ready when that answer comes. Maybe waiting a long time, He then says, no. But I've waited, God. And God says, maybe that wasn't the best thing for you. But your persistence in calling on my name, I'll not give you what you want. I'll give you something even better. Maybe you just haven't seen it yet, whatever it is. I know that along my path of, I think it's 35 years since I found Christ, of many times asking and not getting then. And some things I have asked my whole entire life for. Saying, I don't understand it, God. I know that you told me this way back over here, but it's been years and years later. Even though I knew somewhere in my heart that I was still moving in that direction. And today, I have to tell you, my life, it was so worth waiting for. I love being right where I am, right here, right now, talking with you. But unless I learned all those other things along the way, I wouldn't be here. So I'm so thankful because I get to talk to you about who He is. So remember, that word is persistence. Don't be afraid to keep knocking until you understand or until you're released from something, because God might do that too. Sometimes I have to be released of the things that I need to let go in order to reach those things that He promised me way back when. I believe what He says because I believe who He is. So I want to just read this as well. I think that you'll enjoy it, as I've been reading some of Tanner Olson's books. His book, Continue, particularly, has been one of my favorites. And this one today, on page 36, it says, "How long, O Lord?" When I read "How long, O Lord," the words wrap around my soul like they were written for me or by me, a hug from an old friend. They saw me where I was, knowing where I wanted to be, but wasn't. At least not yet. Maybe ever. I don't know how to get where I want to be. You cannot force life to happen. At least I'm learning you can't. I wait and hope and pray for an answer or for change. I've lost count of how long it has been, but it feels too long. The world blooms around me while I'm left in winter. To my left and right I see beauty unfold, wondering when it will fall on me. The world is too big to feel trapped, but I do. But while I wait, I look back and see how wonderfully He has led me and loved me. He has not brought me this far to leave me alone or in my war within. Every morning, Even today, the worst of days, I raise my eyes and thank Him with trust. For He, even in this, somehow in this, is still good. In the sorrow, rejoicing looks like exhaling and taking one more step, like trusting something more is happening. And so again, I pray. How long, O Lord? How long? How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? Psalm 13:1. God's timing may be different from ours. How long, O Lord, is a great question. But rather focusing on the question, I look forward to the answer. Let's not look at what we don't have. Let's look at what we do. Just for today, just for right now. Meet me in this moment, Lord, would be my prayer. God bless you. Have a great day. Until we talk again soon. May God be with you.